Hey everybody, Justin Worden, you're watching What's New in Electronics. We are here on the floor of IPC Apex 2024 in Anaheim, California. Quick drive for you, huh?
It's actually a quick flight.
Quick flight.
We came from Santa Clara, California.
That's right, Santa Clara. I'm with Jayne Carthy of Absolute EMS. You guys are you're changing the way boards are being made.
Actually, we're very proud of it. We're proud of the factory that we've put together and what we're bringing to the industry and what we're offering to the OEM community.
Well, you should be very proud of it because I believe you got certified. What was it, a Factory of the Future? What's the terminology?
We won an award of Factory of the Future. And there's a few reasons why, but anyway, please continue.
Well, let's get into those reasons. I know one of them, you have a full touchless facility or something along those lines.
The factory's a touchless facility, and what that means is one board, whether we're building one board or 5,000 boards, it goes through the same process. And so you don't touch any of the boards, which means there's less opportunity to introduce error while you're manufacturing, and it runs all the way through SPI, AOI, screen print, and the ovens are tied to nitrogen. It's a magnificent facility.
Well, let's go back to why they're tied to nitrogen, because that is a huge factor.
Okay, so nitrogen is interesting. It's a really beneficial adder, and a lot of contract manufacturers don't offer it because it's expensive. Absolute EMS has invested in that. We have our own nitrogen manufacturing machine. It keeps the oxygen away during the reflow process, and it gives you a superior solder joint, which a solder joint without nitrogen is perfectly acceptable, but as we go into miniaturization, superior is better. And one of the things we're known for is the quality, and it's because of all of the adders that we've put into the process along the way.
Yeah, and let's talk about why all this is happening. And I think what you're doing, you guys are definitely breaking the ground on it, but it will become, hopefully, a little bit more traditional in the factory or in the workplace as years go by. Mm-hmm. But it's out of demand, right? The customers that you have are demanding perfection. Reliability is at an all-time high. These boards just keep getting smaller and smaller. And when we talk about touchless, we're not talking about less workers. Not at all. We're not talking about that at all.
Not. No, just the process. Straight line, all the way down the perfectly manufacturing line, perfectly steady.
So what the design at the front is what you get out the back.
Absolutely. And we put a lot of effort into the front. A lot of effort into the front of the process.
So when you're talking about Absolute EMS, not only do you guys have an amazing facility, state of the art, you definitely adopted, obviously, the Industry 4.0 movement.
Yes.
Right? Across the board. It's touchless and you're collecting every data point. But that's not where the customer starts working with you. Let's talk about when they first come to you. What are they getting when they say hi?
So if you're an OEM and you are, let's say you're a company that does high mix, low volume, and you have to work with contract manufacturers all over the place, or you're a startup and you would really like to grow into a tier one. To get to a factory like ours, you have to access a tier one manufacturer. And they don't let the doors open unless you have $20 million to say hi. That's start number one. So what we've done is we make it very, very clear we're not competing with mom and pop shops. We are standalone. I come from the tier ones, so I know a beautiful factory. And we've put something in place that can accommodate the OEMs that need to stay here for 2, 3, 5, 7 years until such a place that they transition. So the doors aren't open to the general public because we're not competing against the mom and pop shop to build a prototype. We're looking for relationships and people that care about a ruggedized solder joint. And so the conversation starts around there. Once we get past the initial expectations of one another and we determine it's a good fit, we give them everything they need in terms of service and engineering. So it's really, really well done.
Absolutely, because I'm sure you have situations when the customer comes to you, they don't necessarily know what they need. And that's where you guys really shine. I mean, we can talk about the factory, right? I mean, yeah, we know the factory is very nice. But let's talk about the service you guys provide on the front end.
So the service we provide on the front end is, it comes from years of skill and networking and talent. And it's an interview finding out what they're looking for. And once we find out what they're looking for, we can help guide them through this process and the potential pitfalls. And the goal is to make it as easy and seamless as possible for the customer.
I'd probably say it too much, but it's really that full service approach, right? Like,
it's the customer service. We've also won awards in that area, I just want to say.
Well, aren't you guys so special?
No, it's when the customer can pick up the phone, any size customer. It doesn't matter if you're a customer of ours, you're a customer, and you can reach a live person and we'll respond immediately.
Well, I mean, one thing I'll say about, I've had the pleasure of visiting your facility, and at
Uh-huh.
the time I wasn't wearing a microphone or a camera. I was trying to sell you something. So,
Yes.
the guard goes up. But from the time I stepped in to the time I left, you guys treated me like gold. You treated everyone there,
Thank you.
from the glass of champagne, well, never mind, the glass of water to the cheese and crackers to the full-on spread. I mean, you spared no expense to make us feel like we were at home.
Yes,
And
yes,
you truly
thank you.
opened your doors
Uh-huh.
and made it a welcoming environment. Like, I think one thing that this industry does is everyone tries to hide their secrets, right? Like, don't tell them how we do it, but why?
There's no reason. There's no reason. I'd rather network with my competitors and honor them. If they're better, if the customer's looking for something and I'm not a good fit, I'll be the first one to tell you. And if we are a good fit, I'll be the first one to tell you. So,
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is the way you've built your facility. It's full service. Everything is taken care of for you. Your feedback is very important. Otherwise, your facility wouldn't have changed the way it has over the years. I mean, you're truly listening to your customers, and you're making those investments back into your business.
yes, we are. Yes, we are. That's absolutely critical. And we're proud of everything that we're bringing to the industry. We're that perfect middle ground where nobody touches. It kind of goes from 0 to 100. Well, there's a lot of people that need the space in between. Beautiful factory, full service, and without a $20 million spend.
Well, that's an interesting point, and I know the conversation was probably supposed to end right there, but now I got more questions. I feel like that middle ground that you're in is the sweet spot, but it's also a spot where a lot of companies disappear. They've outgrown their current facility or their current provider, but they don't have what it takes to get to the next level.
Absolutely.
So why are there not more facilities like you?
I think it's vision and experience and commitment and drive. Our goal was to shatter the norm in Silicon Valley and bring the magic of the tier ones to a place where the average OEM can reach this type of success.
Wow. Did you rehearse that one? That was well said.
I stayed up all night.
Yeah, I was going to say, you wrote that down a few times. Well, Jayne, people are going to be inspired by this video. I think they're going to have a lot of questions. How can they get a hold of you?
Absolute EMS website, info@Absolute EMS. I'm your contact. I'm the person.
All right, Jayne, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.